Hi, and welcome to the Black Sheep Yarn Co. podcast. My name is Angelique, and I'm the owner and dyer behind Black Sheep Yarn Co. And you can find me on Instagram as Black Sheep Yarn Co. and on Big Cartel. Okay, so I'm happy to be back again finally. I did record once and had all kinds of technical difficulties, so I decided to just redo it and start over. So it's been like a week ago that I did that. So I forgot to write down the name of the sweater because people will probably ask, but this is a tin can knit sweater that I made quite a long time ago. It's fairly form-fitting. But I really like how it turned out. I think it was my very first color work that I ever did, and the only thing I don't love is the collar, or the ribbing. I probably should have sized down one more needle size on that, but other than that, I really like it, and it's been a while since I've knit it. I made like bracelet length, which I love because I wear an Apple Watch, and I tend to wear sweaters more if they don't go over top of my wrist, because it's kind of annoying because the watch makes it really big and weird looking. So I'm in a different spot today. I thought I would give this a try. The way I've been doing it before, I have to totally rearrange my furniture, and it's kind of a big ordeal. So I thought I would do this instead. Sorry, my hair's bugging me today. All right, it's out of my system. I thought I would try to do this instead and see if it works, because I don't want to have to rearrange things. So, all right, let's jump right in. Also, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I don't know when I'm going to post it. I think it'll be on my my Black Sheep Yarn Co. Instagram page. I'm trying to get people who follow me for my business onto my Black Sheep Yarn Co. Instagram, so that I don't have to post it on both of my Instagrams. I'm happy to have people follow my personal account, which is I'd Rather Knit, on Instagram, and I'm also I'd Rather Knit on Ravelry, by the way. But I'm happy to have people follow me there, but I really just want to post like business stuff on my business account. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and I'm going to try to make it a pretty good one. It will either be merino cashmere nylon or a sparkle base, and it may be a few skeins, and we're about to head to Hawaii for a trip here in a few days, and I would like to maybe include something from Hawaii also. So I will open it up right before the trip because my shop will be closed during that time. I'll open it up during the trip, and then I will close the giveaway when I get home, and I'll get it shipped out. And when I get back, I'm getting back Thanksgiving Day. I am planning on having a few new colorways going into the shop the day after Thanksgiving, and I will be having a sale. I don't know if it'll be the day after Thanksgiving, the sale. I think it'll be on Small Business. I think it's like Small Business Saturday or something like that. So that's probably when I'm going to do my sale. Let's see, what else? I have had a really bad cough, so I may be clearing my throat a little, but anyway. All right, I am going to just jump right in. So the first thing I'm going to show is My Weekender by Andrea Mowry. And I'm getting really close. So I have so here it is. I've closed the shoulders. It has an exposed seam on the shoulders. And I really like, there was like a 3 needle I think this is where I did the three needle bind off, and it gave it like this kind of substantial edging so that it's not so like stretchy for rib. So I really like how that happened. And I don't know if I was supposed to bring this slipped stitch up into here or not. I have no idea, but I didn't, so that's how it is. I tried to look at the pattern. Actually, I don't think I was supposed to. So now that I have that all done, it seems huge, but I think this particular yarn, it's not, I don't think there's any, I do not think it's a superwash yarn. It's by Blue Moon Fiber Arts, and it's their Targhee base. So I don't think it's going to grow at all. So I think I'll be okay. And the sleeves are done in stockinette. So this is garter, or it's reverse stockinette. Actually, it's not garter. It's reverse stockinette. And then the sleeves are done in stockinette. And I really like the little detail that was at the shoulder. I like how that turned out quite a bit. I'm hoping I get a lot of use out of this. It's like definitely a lighter pink than I think I normally would wear. I don't know. I was kind of in a weird mood when I bought this. It might have been even during the summer, so I was probably feeling the light colors a little more. It's got a little bit of like purples to it, or lavender to it. Hopefully you can see that. It's definitely not reading quite as dark as it is in person, but so anyway, I'm hoping to have that finished up soon because I'm ready to be on to a different sweater. So that's that project. I'm just gonna throw it in here. And then, what else? So I have a couple socks going. I've already shown these, but I did do a little more on these. This is in my vintage trailer colorway. And that's reading pretty good, actually. Really like that. And here's the one sock that was finished. There's a little bit of pooling. My gauge is super different than most people's, so I could have adjusted that if I would have gone up or down a needle size, but I didn't really care. And then here's the second one. I'm almost to the toe on this one. And then I will be done with those. So I've shown those enough times, so I'm just going to make that a quick one. I cast on a new pair of socks with my, I used, for the cuff, I used my My Precious, I say that wrong every time, for the cuff. And then for the leg, I'm using my Girly Weekend. I used this for the cuff just because I was already using it in a shawl, so I thought, oh, I'm just gonna, I didn't think I was gonna use all of it, so I just decided to go ahead and do that. I feel like the My Precious is, this is more the color when I hold it back here. But the Girly Weekend is reading pretty good up close. And I did that on my sparkle base. And normally nowadays I don't normally do my socks in stockinette. But I really wanted to see how the colors lined up on this because this is definitely more heavily speckled than I normally do on my yarn. And so I really wanted to make sure that it was going to knit up nicely on a sock. And as far as like a heavily speckled yarn on a shawl, I was really thinking about this quite a bit the other day because with the speckles or even like heavily variegated, it can be kind of interesting as a dyer, because you want it to look nice when, of course, when someone's knitting it up. And I really was thinking about like the heavily speckled. I did knit it up and like started a little bit of a shawl just to see how it went. And at first it did just a tiny bit of pooling, and then as I got a little further out, I probably knit like this much of a shawl. Then it started to lay a lot nicer. And that's just kind of how it is. And I was thinking about it, and I think if I was using a heavily speckled yarn for a shawl, I like the idea of picking a shawl that has like maybe two colors, where I'm going to do like a semi-solid and a speckle, and using that semi-solid in the first little bit, because when you're starting out like a really tiny piece, it's going to, those speckles or the variegated, it's going to clump a little bit or pool a little bit until you get out to a bigger amount of stitches, and then it's going to work better. Because when we're dyeing up yarn as yarn dyers, there are all different techniques to how you're going to lay that color out, but ultimately we do have certain techniques that we know will knit up a certain way, but when you get just that little bit right there, it can kind of pool sometimes. So anyway, I really try to think about that when I'm dyeing yarn up, but again, gauge plays a big part in that. Okay, what else? Okay, so I keep thinking I've already talked about this, but I don't think I've talked, I think that was when I recorded and it didn't work. So, I know I've shown this shawl, but I made a change. This is the Terro Dago shawl. Let's see here. And it's by Caitlin Hunter. It's got lace work, like right here. There's color work, and more like bigger sections of lace work. I need to move my stool in a little bit. Okay, so before I've shown, I have my my Precious and my Blush colorway. So that's how that worked up. Let's see here if I can show it a little better. So there's the beginning. Kind of looks like a G-string, but anyway, I'm not gonna lie. My lace work was being done with a really beautiful colorway by Oloops, but I really was not liking the way the color was turning out and with these other two yarns, and so I pulled it out and I used my Marvelous colorway, and it's on my sparkle base, which I like the way these colors are working together much better. Let's see, I want to stretch this so you guys can really see the pattern. I did not do the baubles this time because on my previous podcast I talked about the fact that I wasn't loving the baubles. So I didn't do that this time. This is definitely more true to color back here. And this is what it looks like all skeined up. I love this color. I love that mauve-y color so much, but it just has like the perfect amount of like a little bit of lavender in it and like a lighter mauve. I think this might be on my gold stellina, but I'm having a hard time telling right now. So anyway, love that. This is in one of my oldest bags actually. It's a Fat Squirrel bag, which I love. I need to get, my mom has my other Fat Squirrel bag. It's a the library card bag. I think I'm gonna have to make her a bag so I can get that back eventually. She's a new knitter, so I just kind of lend her my stuff. All right, next I'm going to talk about my hats that I have going. This is the classic cuffed hat by Pearl Soho, which I'm not doing the cuff on any of them. I feel like I was supposed to show you guys. Yeah, I was. Hang on one second. Okay, so first of all, I finished this one. And I just took two colors that were like one-of-a-kind colorways and in sock weight yarn, and I held them double. And I really think this is so cute how this turned out. I put a little pom-pom on it. And these are the hats that I'm making for my nieces. And I'm hoping to make the same hat, but without the pom-pom, for my nephews also for Christmas. So that one's all done. So I have 2 done. And then I have 2 more on the needles. So my first hat is in one of my yarns. It's a DK weight, by the way. And this is one of my very first colors that I ever dyed. Once I started really getting into it, I guess. I don't know. It's one of my first ones. It's called Gum in My Hair. It just reminded me of like bubblegum kind of colors. I really like how I've made myself a hat in this, and it was like a cable-y hat, and the cables showed up really well. And so I have that much of it done. And this knits up really fast. It's so simple. I did do one patterned hat for a niece, and I just thought, you know, I really want everyone to get one, and so I want to keep it as simple as possible so that I can knit these up. And I'm gonna take these on my trip, and we're going on a cruise, and so I can just not think while I'm knitting and be enjoying whatever's going on around me. So this one is actually one of my acquisitions we went to the Not Another Fiber Festival in Hood River, and I got this yarn and I had to cast it on before I even got a chance to show it to you guys. It's by Candy Skein, and the colorway is Test Kitchen. And this is what it looks like skeined up. It's super fun. It's just not my normal colors. But when I saw it, I thought of my nieces. I have young nieces. Well, some of them are younger. And so I was like, I'm totally gonna try that out. So here it is knit up. So far anyway. It's really soft. I don't know. Oh, it's 100% merino superwash, so there's no nylon in this. But yeah, I really love how soft it is. So that's that one. And then I've already skeined up one more. And this is Wool Kitchen, and the color is Beetle Bum. And this is one of those ones where most of the skein is gray, and then there's like that much of the skein that's like bright colors. So it's gonna just have little flashes, and I think on a hat, it'll work really, really good. So that's that. So I've got 3 ready to go or in the works for my trip. I wanted to get it kind of started so that I wouldn't have to worry about it. Slight malfunction. My camera just fell over. I've got to figure something out about that. Okay, so then I'm on to works in progress. I'm dying of heat right now. Still not how I want it. Okay, slight malfunction. On to works in progress. So I have my yoga shawl that I finally finished. I had to think of the name. And it is all done except for buttons, and I think I have to weave in like 1 or 2 ends, but here it is, all finished, and it needs 28 buttons. So we will have to see what I can do about that, because I really wanted wood buttons, but they're definitely going to be too expensive. So I need to find buttons that I like but aren't, I don't know. I had it in my head when I made it that I wanted the wood buttons, but obviously I didn't think that through and be like, oh, wood buttons, I need 28 of them, that's going to cost a fortune. So it's just hard when you get it like in your brain that you want something a certain way. It's hard to change that, but I think I'm just gonna have to do cheap buttons from like Michael's or Joann's. But there it is, all finished, and I can't believe I've had it finished for like a week and a half at least, and I haven't even got to wear it because I have no buttons. So there's that. What else? I think that's it for works in progress and finished things. So I'm going to show some of the things that I got at the Fiber Festival. I went to it with Leslie from Naughty Knitwits and Andrea from, she's got a shop called Mamasimo. I think that's correct. And she's on Instagram with the same name. I have one of her bags. I don't have it right here though. Anyway, so before I show my acquisitions from that, I want to show my new sweatshirts that I'm going to be adding to the shop. I am not going to be making any money off of these, unless they became more popular. I don't know. But they're definitely popular in my family, and my boys have several friends that have like asked if they could have one. So anyway, and my son's been wearing this to school, which cracks me up. But it's got my logo on it. And they're super comfy hoodies. So I'm super excited about these. Of course, they've got like a pocket and all that good stuff. So if anybody wants one, I have a few of them left. My first order, a lot of them went to family because they all went nuts over them. But if anybody wants one, you could just message me on Instagram and let me know what size, and if I have that size, I'll pop it in my shop. If I don't, then hopefully the next order I put in, I think I have a large and a couple of mediums left. I'm not quite sure. So anyway, oh, and one more work in progress that I was going to show, which is on my Hansen mini spinner. I realized I haven't shown any of my spinning, so I just thought I would kind of do some of that. So I have no idea who this fiber is by. I have no clue, because I've been kind of trying to just spin through as much as I can. And so here and there I'll pop one on that I don't know who it's by, but I'm trying to do a little bit thicker of a spin on this one. And I think it's fun. It's kind of bright for me. I like either soft colors or like jewel tones that are a little deeper than this. I don't know. But I think I might pair this with, it's actually right behind me. I can grab it. I think I might pair this with a gray. Maybe one of these braids. I think that would look nice together if I applied those two together. So I think I might give that a try. I've got several braids of this, so we'll see. So that's my fiber that I'm spinning right now, which can lead into some of my acquisitions. I had to get this. It is by McKenzie Textiles. And it says it's custom made for Judith McKenzie. It's actually 11 ounces, and it's merino, fine alpaca, silk, and silk noil. And it was being spun up at the Fiber Festival. And I fell in love with it because it looks like this amazing, like, tweedy silk noil kind of blend. And oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. And I'm pretty sure I will be ordering more of this because if I spin it up and I'm like totally in love with it, I may order more so that I can spin a sweater's quantity out of this because, I know like in the bat it doesn't look all that impressive, but when I spin it up, I will definitely show you. It is so soft. And the way she was spinning it, it looked like it was just spinning like butter. I was just like blown away. So I got that, and what else did I get? I found a new to me Dyer. She is So Happy Jane, and I did take these labels off, so these colorways could be switched, but I think I put the labels on correctly. I had to look at all the colors in these skeins because they're super speckly. This is on the Bouncy Fingering, both of them. And this is Pistachio Cream. And then this one is Contemplation, which I love this. I think it's got one of my dog's hair on it. I love that blue. It's like a denim blue with speckles. Ugh. And she said these two look really nice together, which I would agree. So I may find like a shawl or something that I can knit these two together. I love doing projects where I'm using like all one dyer. I like to do that with my own stuff. So, but it is really fun when you find a couple skeins of something from a dyer and you can just do both, because I feel like they usually lend well to each other if they're dyed up by the same person. Okay, what else? I got a new bag, which has got some of my stuff in it because I was using it. It's by Ink Bags. Leslie and I, we also met up with some more of our friends, the other half of Naughty Knitwits, Michelle, and some other friends, and so that was fun. She had to go to a class, and so when she went to a class, Leslie and I headed over to Ink Bags, and we ended up with the same bag. We kind of do that every year. We end up with something the same. We tend to like a lot of the same colors and stuff, so I love this bag. It is so cute. And I've had my sweater in it, so it's definitely big. Like the bottom is like a nice big bottom. It's got like a reinforced, I don't know if I can show you this. The bottom is like reinforced, and there's something in this, some sort of a, I don't know if interfacing is the right word. And the same thing with the pockets that are in here are the same way, like they're thick. So like you could put knitting needles or maybe even scissors into this. I don't know if I would put scissors in that, but, and then there's a pocket that's holding all my stuff I need for doing my sweater. So that's that one. And then I went to a, like a, what's the word? A bazaar. One of my favorite ones. And I get one of these baskets every year. She does not sell online, so I'm not even going to try to give you guys info on her, but I want to show you my basket. I have, this is either my third or fourth one. I have some bigger ones. There's always like a beautiful wood inside. I have one that has like little ball legs on it. But her and her husband make these. Oh, I might as well just tell you. It's Carol Baskets. It's just Carol, C-A-R-O-L, Baskets by Carol. Anyway, she's just local here. She does a really great job. They smell so good too, and they last really well. But this is like a special treat for me to have her baskets because they are truly works of art, and I just love having them around my house. I really want to get some of her other types of baskets. She's got a stair basket for your staircase, bread baskets, lots of really cool stuff. Okay, and then I think I only have one more acquisition. I'm pretty sure I had some other ones, but I don't know where they are. Or maybe I showed you everything. All right, so this is a Namaste Case. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. It's from Jimmy Bean's Wool. It has a little hole for you to run your yarn out of. Just to give you an idea, and this is like a really dark teal. I don't know if I can get, oh, I love this color. They have another color that I want to. I have 3 skeins all balled up in here for all 3 hats. It's got like magnetic things here where you can just like pin stuff that you want to remember or whatever. It's also comes with a little carrying case that fits perfectly into the bin. I have all my stuff I need for my hats in there. And then the closure on it is magnetic, and it has a little handle. So I just think this is so cute. And just kind of a fun way, especially if you want to take like a bigger project, or like I have like multiple hats on the go or something. I've just been taking this, my studio's upstairs, and in the evening when I go downstairs to knit, I take this with me, and in the morning a lot of times I come up in my studio kind of to get myself ready for the day, and I'll take a few minutes to knit. So I usually bring a project up for that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I have some yarn to show, but before I do that, I wanted to show, I don't think I've showed this yet. I have been doing it's by Lori Holtz. It's her farm book of squares. This has a little something on it. I'm gonna have to wash it. But I just wanted to show you guys these squares that I've been making. So they're all in the book. I'm doing a huge quilt, and I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be very fun. There's several of these stars because they go at certain parts in the quilt. And there's some really fun ones in here. I'll get to them in a second that I have to add some embroidery to. I'm not gonna lie, these are very intricate and some of the hardest. I literally, when I started this quilt, I'm not even kidding you, I don't even know if I would call myself a beginner quilter. Like, I've sewn clothing, and I kind of like have tried to do just quilts with just like squares over the years. Had no idea how to press seams or anything. So I have literally learned from doing this quilt. But all of these tiny little, these blocks are only like, I want to say they're like 4, I don't know how many inches these are. But they're small. Like, you can tell that they're pretty tiny. So they're super intricate, and I have a ton more to do. And then after that, I'm doing a barn quilt by her. It's one of her patterns also. So I'm super excited about that one because it's a lot bigger. One thing that I've learned in doing these quilts, because every piece is like a different amount of little intricate pieces, I found that if you can get an iron that does not do any steam, or just don't put any water to steam in your iron, then it helps quite a bit because the steam shrinks the fabric, and depending on the amount of steaming you do, it can affect what it looks, or you know, what the size comes out to be. All right, so this one is a little sheep. I have to embroidery feet and then a face on it. So that's super cute. This one's a little chick. So I need feet and I think an eye. Almost done. Another star. I like this one. I think so I would totally do a super intricate quilt in the future like this, but what I would do is way larger squares so that I don't have to do as many to make it a big quilt. My little strawberry, and then my teapot. So that's what I have so far, and then as I do other ones, which I'm probably not going to have time for until maybe after the holidays. We'll see. I might take some time off during Christmas to just take a break. And maybe I'll get some done then. So that's what I'm sewing on. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to show a few new colorways and a new base. Start with my new base. I dyed up pearls and lace, which looks way different on this base, by the way. So, but I knew it was a really light colorway, and I wanted to see what the tweed would look like. So this is my Tweedy Sheep DK, and it's got black tweed in it. It also, yeah, I think it's just black tweed. No, there's some little bits of brown tweed in there too. Like a taupey kind of. So that is dyed up on my pearls and lace, which I think is going to knit up really pretty. I am going to actually cast this on for a hat for someone, I don't know, to see what it looks like. This is my flannel blanket colorway. It's a new colorway. There we go. It's got a little bit of browns and purples and like a hunter green and like a grayish taupe color. I'm not getting good color here. Let's see if it works better if I put it really close. Maybe right there. There we go. So there's that color. It's so dark out today, so I even have a light on it, like my light's on plus my big camera light, and it's just like, so dark. So here's my Girly Weekend on Sparkle. I have a ton of these that are going to pop in the shop here, probably sometime today, because that's my next thing I'm doing after this, I think, is photographing what I need to, and then I'll get them in the shop. I think I did 10 on my Sparkle, which I took one, so I think there's only 9. And then I have 10 on my, just my Soft Sheep, which used to be called Tough Sheep. There's still some labels that are going to go out that are going to say Tough Sheep, but it's all the same base. I just decided Soft Sheep was going to be a better name for that base. This is a new tonal for me. It's called Acorn, and it's on my Soft Sheep sock. And I really like this color. I'm not usually a brown person, but I think it would pair very nicely with Girly Weekend. This you could put so many colors with this. My Hunter Green, which I don't have out, but oh yeah, it's right here. I feel like you could put Hunter Green with it and it would look really pretty and Christmassy. And there are some little red flecks in here, and I'm wondering, I have another new colorway which has not been named yet, and I don't even have a label on it. This is going to be a Christmas color. I am in love with this color. So it's so tonal. Like there's some really darks and some really lights, and it will blend really nicely. I'm positive of that. Yeah, maybe you could get away with, I don't know. Anyway, I think that if you wanted to do something Christmassy with this, it would be gorgeous. So this is coming. I just don't have a name for it. And I might hold this. This might not be in the shop until after I get back, because I'm going to be working on some Christmas colorways over the next couple of days. And last but not least is my Zombie Tea Party, which that's a pretty good representation of the color. I'm going to try and show you up close. There we go. That's perfect. There's a little bit of lavender in this, which the lavender is not really showing up, but it's got some mauvey, more like taupey mauve, really light lavender, and then these acidy greens and tealy greens. So that one is called Zombie Tea Party, and I really think that this is going to knit up really pretty. So that's all of my new colorways. I think that's it. So be looking for my giveaway. Like I said, I'm going to make this a really special giveaway. I'm going to put for sure 2 skeins of yarn, for sure something from my Hawaii trip, which I'm super excited about. If you go and follow me on Instagram, on my Black Sheep Yarn Co., I will be posting some IGTV stuff while I'm on my trip, if you want to check that out. And then also follow me on my Black Sheep Yarn Co. so that you can enter to win the contest. And I almost forgot my other acquisition. This is from Betsy Farms. It is a rose gold stitch marker necklace, which I have literally worn like every day. This rose gold necklace is so shiny. I am like seriously in love with this. It's not, so I think it might be like rose gold plated. The actual stitch marker part, it's like these hammered stitch markers, and it comes with one that has a pearl on it. And I have a silver one from Never Not Knitting, from her shop, and I love these. They just slip right off when you want to use them. So it's been really handy for my hats because I don't need them until I get to the crown. And then I have the perfect amount to do my crown of my hats with. So, and I like how lightweight it is because I'm very sensory, and I do not like how certain things feel, and usually my hair is pulled up super quick in the day. So that's my necklace that I love. And speaking of hair, I have an appointment tomorrow, and I think I might actually change it up and do like some sort of a fun color, so stay tuned for that. So I think that's everything. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you when I get back from my trip.